What is up, awesome people? And welcome back to Detective Pikachu! In the last episode, we started our brand new part-time job at the PCL, investigating into a particular vial for a certain case that we're investigating into why Pokemon are going absolutely savage for no particular reason. And in this episode, I am so looking forward to this chapter because in the Japanese playthrough of Detective Pikachu, Birth of a New Duo, I was really invested in this particular chapter. That the whole video was like 2 hours long, originally in the Japanese. I'm not too sure how long this particular episode will be because we're going through and actually talking to everyone and actually kind of digesting and kind of deciphering certain things, kind of like we did in the previous episode. That was quite long too, considering it was quite short in Japanese. So prepare for a long episode, or I may cut it off halfway, because there is quite a lot to actually go through and, I guess, ingest and digest at the same time. There's just, woo! So the big break between the last episode and now might have been pretty good, because I left you guys at a bit of a cliffhanger. At the end of that chapter, something kind of happened. It may also give away a little bit of a hint towards the end of this chapter as well, but I don't really want to kind of hang on it too much because spoilers! So anyways, let's go through and actually start the episode off. So I do believe I spoke to everyone in the previous episode, so we're going to head out of the Hi-Hat Cafe, say bye-bye to Pablo and his Ludicolo, and I'm going to be quiet now.
Harry's son, huh? This could cause complications. Get him out of the facility as soon as you can.
Ooh, eerie. Second day of my part-time job is starting. Our intention is to root out the owner of that vial. So yeah, there's a little bit of foreshadowing and a little bit of, yeah, suspense building up now. We're really getting into that detective thriller side of the game. So something's going on in the background. Someone who definitely works at the PCL is behind all of this because they want us out of the facility. And while that's all happening, Pikachu's trying to get our attention. So you know why we're here today, right? We need to find the one who used this vial. Yeah, they might know something about Dad. Oh, and for those of you who've just tuned in for Detective Pikachu or have forgotten, our dad is Harry Goodman, and he went missing. So the whole reason why Tim is doing this whole shenanigans with Pikachu or just investigating stuff is because his dad was actually originally investigating all of this stuff and he mysteriously disappeared. So Tim thinks there's some foul play going on and he's now looking into it. So let's be on our guard. So we got Herdia and the security guard here. Excuse me. Hey, another great day, isn't it? Herdy! How's things going? Herdy! You've got everything covered, you say? Great to hear. Keep up the good work. And I need a drink of water, or you just started this episode. That's always a good start. At least it's not the dyslexia kicking in. Anyways, good morning.
Yep.
Hello there, I've heard you did a lot of good yesterday. Nina and Rita were very impressed. Rita, I'm pretty sure, is like the president of the area, and Nina was like one of the researchers, off the top of my head anyways. Most of that was thanks to me, of course. Good old Pikachu chiming in there with these sarcastic remarks. Now. So, I'll do my best today too. Of course, good luck. And of course, to get into the building, we need to actually speak to the security guard, because PCL is top security for good reasons, as we're going to find it in this particular episode. Good morning, Tim. Pikachu, Nina told me about your adventure yesterday. You're very impressed. Oh, you are very impressive. I really can't read at the moment, can I? Oh, no, not really. I have a message for you from Carlos. Ah, good old Carlos. He said he wants you to come to the courtyard to help set up for a television shoot. Oh, sure, thank you. And we've got Flodette here. What does Flodette need to say? About the television shoot. You and Rita aren't going on the show? Flo! Not interested at all? I guess you had the most fun just looking after the flowers. And what about... Oh, I forgot a name. Tim and Pikachu, good to see you today too. So I need to go to the courtyard. That's right, everyone should be setting up there. Everyone is eager to show off their research. Oh yeah, the Pokemon Network is here to just do a little bit of a TV shoot on the PCL and what's going on back here. I've chosen a real good time to do that. So we'll head straight to the courtyard, may as well, to progress the plot. Otherwise, we can't really do too much at all. Right, so we got Shuckle out here, we got Trevenant, we got Fantop, and we have, of course, oh, wow, I can't think of people's names at the moment. Good morning. Oh, hi, Tim and Pikachu, too. Good morning. What are you doing here? I'm sorry, I found out yesterday, but I wanted to surprise you. Do you two always work together? Yep, in this job, you have to be fast on your feet. The two of us do everything from planning to filming. Although we could have requests from our superiors for content too. How are things since then? Since the cave incident, which was like episode 2 or 3. I can't actually remember which episode that was. Thanks so much for your help in the cave. Our ratings were great thanks to the scoop footage. Our superiors were pleased too. It was cold and terrifying, but it was all worth it. So what are your superiors like? Well, good people, I'd say. I get in a lot of trouble, but we're given the freedom to do more or less what we want. Which is always a good thing with particular jobs. If you don't have that freedom, then it's kind of a snore fest. Okay. And very locked down, it's almost like a ball and chain type of thing. Good morning, Tim. You're helping us with the shoot today, right? Great to be working with you. I think I'll have Miko call in Nina now. Could you come with me and have a look at how the Pokemon are doing? I'm going to interview other people. So we had, Mako, or May, I think was her. And then we've got Emily, it was her, and of course we got Rita, the president, and Nina was the researcher we're working with in the last episode. I'm having everyone wait until it's their turn. Nina will be presenting her research first. And then it'll be Wallace, who was the creepy guy. And then Carlos, oh, I can't remember if Carlos was the Rotom researcher or if that was the good old funny dude. I don't think it was the funny dude. I think Carlos was the Rotom researcher. I'm a little nervous. I feel a bit like a parent watching their children perform. I hope Wallace is okay. He normally does a good job when in the spotlight, so I made him one of the first presenters. But I'm a little worried about he might say something strange. Well, he is a pretty strange person. We could always go through with the Pokemon and see what they have to say. Whoops, Shuckle kind of just disappeared. Shuckle must be... You and Nina are going to show your research first, huh? Good luck out there. No wonder the Shuckle's hid away in its shell. It's probably nervous, the poor thing. You're separated from Nina, aren't you? Once in a while is okay, huh? Nina's waiting in the meeting room until the shoot starts, as I recall. Oh, okay, we can always go in there and talk to people as well. How's it going? Huh? Nina has you making medicine by the gallon as rehearsal for the shoot. That must be hard work. Hang in there. Oh, I wonder if that's actually putting stress on the Shuckle. No wonder it's... As I said, look at it! It's probably nervous, the poor thing. What about Trevenant? We actually didn't see too much of Trevenant in the last episode. So today's the television shoot. How you doing? Trevenant. You were pretty busy setting up the garden, so now you're hungry. You must have worked really hard. That's Trevenant for you. What about little Fantop here? Where's Fennekin? I haven't actually seen Fennekin. Today's the television shoot. How you doing? Fantop. Oh, you don't know what television is? It's this square thing that shows a lot of different... Huh? No, not you. I mean, I guess you're a little square Oh, it kind of is actually, now that I think about it. It's kind of like a TV with two little antennas. Oh, Pikachu, what have you done? Now I can't unsee that. I'm so gonna draw a Fantop television now. Where's Fennekin? I swear there was a Fennekin out in this garden. Someone's taken little Fennekin. Alright, let's go to the meeting room, which was straight up north, and just talk to a few people. I actually didn't do that in the previous episode, when I did the Japanese playthrough. Oh, there's Fennekin! I thought for a second Fennekin had gotten loose. Do you know about the television shoot? No, it doesn't hurt. I wonder why everyone is nervous. Ooh. Everyone's nervous. But then again, how often is it that Pokemon actually go on, like, live television for, like, something so major? Hello, Tim. It must be tough for you to have to be involved in this, too. I want to hurry up and get back to my research. Will you be presenting your research on cells, Wallace? Yes, it's not exactly what I want to be doing, but it must be done. I do know what I'm doing. My only concern is whether the people watching on TV can understand my research or not. God, Wallace seems like the type of person who just has that attitude of like, oh, you gotta be on my type of level to understand what I'm talking about. Oh, God. Why did he give me that little, like, presence about him in the previous episode? He really is. He's like that stereotypical, really brainy person. I shouldn't really say stereotypical because I have moments like that too, but I think the hardest part, if you are in that position, is trying to explain it in layman's terms. I've actually lost count the amount of times I've had to explain computer stuff to like my parents or to the older generation, like how certain things work, and then having to put it in layman's terms or to compare it to something that they're familiar with. Oh, I mean, it's a challenge. It can be a fun challenge, but at the same time, it can be really infuriating. And especially when you're trying to like talk about it in a casual sense, it just does not happen most times. But anyways, thanks for everything yesterday, Tim. This is Nina, by the way. They said they're going to shoot my research first, so I'm standing by here. You're going to present the substance from yesterday, right? Yeah, it's delicious, it's cute, and its effects are excellent. It's cute? I'm literally confused. How can a medicine be cute? How can a substance be cute? That's a weird way of describing... Actually, just a weird adjective in general for, like, a substance. I don't think there's ever been a substance at all that I could consider cute. That's normally given to something that, you know, isn't liquid shape, I guess? But then again, each to their own, I guess. More power to her for calling substance cute. Especially medicine. Ugh. There's also no need to worry about the side effects. There's no problem even if humans drink it. It's a revolutionary new product. It's also good to know that if humans accidentally drink it or, you know, digest it, there's going to be no side effects. Awesome. I see a Fennekin with you. Yeah, I'm afraid of Wallace. But when I have Fennekin with me, I feel strong. Oh, okay. I was like, why was Wallace suddenly brought into that topic? I feel strong, but don't tell Wallace I said that. How scary is Wallace then? Like, I know Wallace gives off that intimidating, you know, superior knowledge type of fear, I guess. I mean, you kind of get that sometimes with some people, like their intelligence can sometimes be extremely, I guess, intimidating in some cases, but when you get a personality as well, like Wallace's, that gives off that creepy vibe, that can also add a lot of intimidation as well. I mean, couldn't imagine it actually if you're working in like a research facility. You've got someone like Wallace who's both superior, probably in like position and in knowledge. That's probably really intimidating. And not to mention like the whole vibe he gives off when we first met Wallace too. If you didn't actually see that part of the episode, I really do suggest actually having a look at that. You kind of get where I guess Nina is coming from about the whole way that she feels really afraid or like just terrified of Wallace. I really don't blame having something like having to bring Fennekin with her. Where's good old chubby, oh god, I can't remember his name. You would think, like, after meeting such a good guy, I would remember his name, but I can't. I'm so blanking at the moment. This dude. I'm so sorry, my throat is so dry at the moment. Hey there, Tim, today's the day of the shoot. Even Garbodor is excited. Garboda, I'm so sorry. I'm still learning how to pronounce Garboda properly. Garboga. Alright, oh, Fridge, of course. You're making an appearance too, Fridge. Yep, I don't come on, oh, Frederick, of course, until later though, so I'm waiting here. I'm so angsty though, I can't focus on my work. What are you going to talk about? What do you think? My research. This technology is a dream come true, using Garboda's skills to purify trash. Well, I mean, it's still in development and won't be practical for a while, but still. Still though, like, can you imagine if we actually had something like that in real life? That has been a major issue, like, environmental issue for so long, is like, what can we do with the trash that's built up for thousands of years? like all the landfill is just sitting there. If you had something like Goboda in real life, that wouldn't so much be an issue. I mean, recycling's become a huge thing over the years. Plastic's now getting eradicated. Rightfully so. I mean, if you see what type of effects that has environmentally, you know, I really can't blame the amount of people who are anti-plastic. I mean, here in Australia, plastic bags are deemed evil to the point of this month, actually, plastic bags are just gone from supermarkets. You just can't get them anymore. You've got to bring like your own bags and all that. But if you had something like Goboda in real life, my god, that'd be so good. Like, we wouldn't have as many issues. But I think like the main issue though, like with Goboda, if you had Goboda and if you annihilated to some point, deforestation, which is another big issue. Combine those two together, if you weren't having issues with that, you'd probably have like a really clean environment. I won't go into too much of that because I personally cannot remember too much about how those two could work together besides photosynthesis and a few other things like that. Yada yada yada, like how the oxygen goes to the trees and all that. But I mean, it would be really interesting and all that. Kind of not my area of expertise. But if someone in the comments knows all about that, you probably go crazy like theorizing what that could do.
Do you think I look all right?
Don't worry, you look great.
Thank you. Oh, Tim's working in the courtyard too.
Yeah, he's feeding the Trevenant. It really seems to love it, huh?
Hey, you guys! Smile for the camera!
Oh, Mako, stop. This has nothing to do with our story. Watch out!
What's wrong, Trevenant?
Everyone, in here, quick!
Come on, give me your hand.
Okay.
Hey, wait for me! You can't abandon your partner! Ah! That was a close one.
Seems like it's calmed down a bit. Let's take a look.
All right, let's take a quick peek. Trevenant, is it okay?
This is terrible. What's happened here?
Trevenant, are you okay?
Trevenant!
Hey, what did you do to Trevenant?
Well, we were feeding it when suddenly... Wait, I could have sworn there were some leftovers.
I thought maybe you could help. But obviously, amateurs can't be trusted. Now go on, get out of here.
Come on, Wallace. Don't overreact.
She's right. Everyone makes mistakes sometimes.
Yes, but this is beyond bad. Our experiments are ruined.
Well...
Tim, it was like that glalie from the other day.
I know, but how do we explain that to everyone?
Listen, it's not Tim's fault. There's no way he'd ever do harm to a Pokemon.
Amelia's right, there's no way.
Yeah. It's admirable you want to stick up for your friend. Got evidence to support it?
Not really, but...
Tim's not like that.
This isn't getting us anywhere.
Sorry, Tim.
Hey, wait a second. Mako had the camera out. Maybe she caught something.
Oh, yeah. So, Mako, you were shooting the courtyard, right?
Yeah, of course. Maybe she caught something on camera. Good idea, Tim.
So you're saying I may have just saved the day? I am pretty awesome.
Right. Let's hurry and check the footage.
Yeah.
Wow, okay, I completely misread it in Japanese. Oh, Wallace was so cold in that cutscene. Wow, he actually blamed that situation on Tim. I mean, I really don't blame him. But that goes back to my original theory that maybe the camera has something to do with these Pokemon sent in the wild. I mean, imagine if Mako had something type of, like, device on the camera that she just pointed at the Pokemon, hit a button, and, like, a certain, light, I don't know, like a, ultraviolet light or something like that sends the Pokemon into a frenzy. I don't know, I don't really know enough about lights and all that, and light refraction and all that. If they could have any type of, like, effects on certain creatures and all that. It wouldn't surprise me if there actually is. But But it just always seems weird that a Pokemon goes crazy around cameras and all that, or lenses, or, as I said, light will probably be the biggest one. But then again, down in the cave, the only thing I could think of was like an ultraviolet light that could set it off. And most times, ultraviolet light or blue ultraviolet light can only be seen in the dark, so maybe that could be incorrect. But I don't know, it's the Pokemon world, anything's possible. I mean, as I said, they're using Garbodor to purify trash into like actual oxygen and all that, purified oxygen. So I don't know, there could be some type of crazy explanation behind it. Or at the same time, the Trevenant was eating berries, so there could be something wrong with the berries, could be like a dodgy batch, or there's something going on there. Who knows? So come on, Tim, let's have a look at that video. Yeah, we need to find evidence to prove our innocence. This is a good time to do some investigation on the incident with Glalie too. Yeah.
Okay. There could be evidence on this footage that proves your innocence, Tim. So watch it carefully.
Got it.
There must be something.
Tim must have provoked Trevenant in some way, making it angry.
This has nothing to do with our story.
What's wrong, Trevenant?
Everyone, in here, quick!
See? There are leftovers.
Okay.
What of it?
Who'd run off and leave their partner?
I just trusted you could take care of yourself, Pikachu.
Oh, is that so? Hey, wait for
Maybe at times like this, you can run on all fours.
I prefer to run this way, thank you very much.
Close one.
That
We don't
banter.
have enough evidence to prove your innocence yet. So let's watch it one more time.
It seemed to enjoy eating it.
It always has an appetite like that, too.
Smile for the camera! Oh, Mako, stop. This has nothing to do with our story.
Looking back at it now, that was a close call.
I'm glad we made it out safe.
Come on.
Wait, what's that?
Look, a black shadow took the leftovers.
Was it a Pokemon?
Is there a Pokemon of that color in this facility? And why would it take off with the leftovers?
Now that I think about it, Trevenant went berserk right after it ate its lunch.
Yeah, so what?
Maybe it was something it ate that caused it to be upset.
As far as I can tell from watching the video, Tim didn't do anything wrong. He's innocent.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dorothy.
Oh, Dorothy. Who's Rita then? Oh, I'm so out of the loop at the moment. Unless Rita's like the, receptionist lady. Chippers. Anyways, that black shadow in the video, do we have any Pokemon here like that? I don't think so. It's the first time I've seen it too. It's as you saw, Wallace. We caught an image of a mysterious Pokemon right after Trevenant went berserk. And you're saying it's the culprit? Right. I think we're about to shed light on the situation if we can capture that Pokemon. Yeah, I agree. Dorothy, why not let Tim investigate the mysterious Pokemon? Have Tim investigate? Right, Tim was one who noticed the mysterious Pokemon first, and he's also solved several incidents already. I think she may have just broken our cover. Oh, we went on behind the cover. They ain't gonna be looking too good on our resume at the moment. I didn't realize you were so special. I see. Well, we can't just let things be. Is that alright if we ask you to investigate, Tim? Did it really just go over a head? Then again, what would you expect? Or what would you think if someone said someone has solved a couple of recent investigations? They could have been doing that voluntarily, or they could have just been in the wrong place at the wrong time, I guess. So, I don't know, maybe you could interpret that in multiple ways. Of course, leave it to me. Do as you wish. I have you know I'm still not convinced you're innocent. Wallace is just so damn cold. No wonder people are terrified of him. Solve the mystery of the Black Shadow is our case. So let's have a look at that.
Tim, we've got to catch this mysterious Pokemon. Having said that, there's an awful lot we still don't know.
When Trevenant went into a frenzy,
We need to gather information and figure out just what it is.
There was mysterious Pokemon close by. Let's gather information about the Black Shadow. So, time to take guesses on what that Black Shadow was.
Hey, Tim.
Hey Tim, you're thinking what I'm thinking, right? Yeah, we can't tell the others, but I bet this incident was caused by a person. Someone is controlling that Pokemon. I know you'd figure it out. I'm almost positive it's as you say, and Trevenant was acting just like Glalie was in the cave. I bet this is tied to Harry's case too. Right, we need to start investigating if we want to put the pieces together. And I love how he's talking to Pikachu with everyone staring at him. Good time to actually talk to Pikachu. First things first, let's find out what the mysterious Pokemon was. Best way to do that is to gather testimony. We need to ask the staff and Pokemon if they've seen it before. Who is the mysterious Pokemon? So we need to ask basically everyone.
Oh no. Come on, let's get out of here.
What was that? That was so random. Pikachu took a gasp and just started running. So, let's begin the testimonies. I'm not holding my breath, but the best of luck catching that mysterious Pokemon or whatever. Could you tell me anything? Nothing at all. If I did know anything, I would have already spoken up. Ho ho. Savage yet so cold.
Yes?
Please don't take what Wallace said personally. He can be a bit rough, but he's not a bad person. I find that hard to believe, to be perfectly honest. Good luck investigating the mysterious Pokemon, and do let me know if I can help. I guess you've never seen it before. No, never. That was some wonderful help. A mysterious Pokemon, huh? This seems like something I need to make a note of in my Ghost Stories report. Ghost Stories report? You mean the record of all the things that have happened? Yeah, that's it. It's kind of embarrassing to call them ghost stories, but it's easier to understand than mysterious events report. A record of the mysterious things that happen. This is the first time anything as bad as this has happened, though. Alright, what about our ghost stories? This is interesting. Maybe this can lead us onto something. Of course, but I've lent them out to others, so you need to ask around. Alright, so she's lent out her ghost stories report to a few people, so we've actually got to go hunt down those ghost stories. Any ideas about what it might be? This is the first time I've seen a Pokemon like that. I don't think it's one of ours. Alright, well we know for a fact it doesn't belong to this facility, so we've got to hope that those actual ghost story reports can kind of give us a lead of some sorts. I'm so glad we were able to clear your name, Tim. Still, I'm wondering what that strange Pokemon is. Nothing. Sorry, I'm wondering if it's still in this facility. I don't know why we'd even bother to ask Emily. She would have no idea what type of Pokemon that was. Alright, it would be bad if it got away. She makes a good point. I don't think it's gotten out from around here. But how about over at the lobby? Ooh, okay, we've got to check the lobby is the next place we're checking then. According to Pikachu. Forget about Wallace, I'm just glad we were able to help clear your name. Just remember, it was my video that saved the day, both today and in that cave. And Pikachu as well, don't forget little Pikachu. Can you tell me anything about the mysterious Pokemon? Nothing really. If only I'd captured its full image. Don't feel too bad, May. I mean, in that particular instance, I'd be freaking out too if a big Trevenant was coming after me. Now, calm down, no need to be scared. Trevenant has settled down already. Things were pretty rough, huh? Fine again. You have a lot of twigs to eat? I guess that's good. Yeah, that's one good thing out of it. Fennekin has a lot more twigs to eat now. I saw someone I didn't recognize just now. Do you know anything about that? Fennekin. What? You heard its voice? I was here first, huh? I was here first. You sure that's what it said? Amazing, Pikachu. You were able to get some information on the mysterious Pokemon. I was here first. Interesting. Why would it say that? I was here first. Trevenant, are you okay? Trevenant. Huh? What happened? You mean you don't remember anything? It's the same as Glalie. Oh man, I knew it. The whole place is wrecked, and it was such a nice garden. Oh, don't say that, Pikachu. Now Trevenant's gonna feel even worse. Hey, it's not your fault. Don't worry. We'll catch the culprit. Pikachu, you goddamn big mouth. Hey, you didn't happen to see a strange Pokemon while you were eating, did you? Trevenant. You didn't notice anything, huh? Trevenant. Oh, nothing important. Don't worry about it. Rest up, Trevenant. And don't worry about Pikachu. He's just got a big mouth. What about Phantom? Are you alright? You were able to hide in the grass, huh? Glad to see you're not hurt. Things have gotten messed up, haven't they? Phantom. You're going to work together and make it even better than before. Now that's the attitude to have. How come Pikachu couldn't say that to Trevenant? Oh, Pikachu's not very nice at times, it seems. You know, we just saw an unfamiliar Pokemon near Trevenant. Do you know anything about it? Phantom. You sometimes feel a strange presence. Sure, it's not a legendary Pokemon for a wormhole, is it? And it was the same this time. So you're sure it's the same Pokemon? Tell us what you can. Phantom. When you turned around, it was gone. Oh, sorry, when you turned around, it was gone. So you didn't get a chance to see what it looked like. Huh? I'm feeling that someone's behind you. So, according to Phantom, from what I can gather, is it seems to be always lurking there in the background somewhat. A presence that's sometimes behind you or feels like someone's watching you. Maybe Shuckle can add to the conversation. Shuck. Ah, you hid in your shell. Good thinking. I'm glad you're safe. Well, Shuckle had a pretty hard shell, so even if it was to be hit or anything like that, Shuckle would have gone flying across the courtyard. Things have been pretty rough. Shuckle. Yeah, you must have been surprised. I just saw someone I didn't recognize. Do you know anything about it? Shuckle. What? You see it all the time? What in the world is it? You see it all the time? Hold on. This is earth-shattering. Shuckle. I see. You don't know its name, but it shows up from time to time to eat up everyone's food. It's a food thief. It must be starving. Well, that's interesting. It pops up all the time to eat everyone's food, but they don't know what it is. That's groundbreaking.
I see. That's right. Whoa! Didn't expect that.
Alright, so far, I wonder if we've got anything for the case notes.
Did you find any more clues about the mysterious Pokemon?
Alright, so we don't have enough clues yet. But all we know is it's a food thief. It's always lurking. And that's pretty much it at this point. So what about Klefki? One of Klefki, who has the keys to everything, knows about the mysterious Pokemon. A suspicious character appeared in the courtyard. Did anyone come over here? Klefki. What's that? It didn't come this way, but you know who or what it is? Oh yeah, it looks like a black shadow. Klefki. Something or someone was running through this hole at night, huh? And he thought it was a robber and chased it, but it just laughed and disappeared. The more I hear about it, the stranger it gets. So someone's running through here at night as well. I wonder if it's like a staff member or something. I mean, the only person who can get so far into the building has to be a staff member. I'm just trying to think what Klefki said in the previous episode, if Klefki was the only one who had access to... No, it didn't. The only thing it didn't have access to was the keypad. But the only person who would have access to a keypad would have to be the staff members. So it could only be a staff member unless one of the staff members has leaked the information to someone else. That's the only way a non-staff member could get into the building. So the only person who should be left in this building should be Carlos, who is in this room. So we'll speak to Rotom just to see if he knows anything or it knows anything about this mysterious shadow. Any ideas about this? Roto! Huh? How dare that Pokemon be mysterious? You think you're enough mystery for one laboratory. That's not helpful. Well, Rotom is kind of childish, so it makes sense to give that type of answer. Hey, that was quite a disturbance in the courtyard. I had a look at the video myself. What a terrible thing to have happened. Nina is apparently keeping some records, but do you happen to have that report? Heh, did Nina talk to you about that too? Such ghost stories can't be real. I suppose you're still free to read it if you like. Here, I'll give this to you. Thank you very much. Ghost Stories report number 3. Ooh, we get to read the reports. Do you have any idea what might have been involved? No, not at all. I've never seen a Pokemon like that. We'll probably go through and gather all the ghost stories first and then read them. But we did find one. Pikachu did say go check the lobby first, but I just want to check this side of the laboratory first because oh, Wallace is over here now.
Hey, Tim. This room is way too dark. Let's give it some light.
It was close. It looks like Pikachu just can't store up enough energy for a Thunderbolt. But yeah, we got some more Pokemon to talk to. I'm assuming the Pokemon know more about this mysterious shadow than the actual humans themselves. The humans have kind of admitted that they don't know anything about this mysterious shadow. Yet talking to the Pokemon, they seem to have an inkling about, you know, its presence. They know it's there, which makes sense. Pokemon know when Pokemon are around. They should be like more in tune with a Pokemon's presence rather than, you know, humans are more in tune when human presence around. Omnipresent, I think, is the actual term for it. I'm terrible of omnipresence. I'm always paranoid someone's looking over my shoulder. So I'm terrible for that. Or then again, I could be good because I can kind of have a sense that someone's watching me, so I know that someone's around. I know Pit Knight's kind of like that as well. He can tell when someone's behind him or approaching him. You can kind of almost call it like a sixth sense too, so it makes sense that Pokemon are more in tune to that when another Pokemon's around. So let's see if the Solace and the Dusion know what this mysterious Pokemon is. There's an unfamiliar Pokemon running around. Can you tell me anything about it? So Dusion talks to someone that drops by time to time. How interesting. What about the other Solace? Does it say the same thing? About the Dusion talking to another Pokemon? Nothing, huh? Okay, so the second Solace knows nothing, but what about the Dusions? Apparently these little dudes talk to this strange Pokemon. Not anyone unfamiliar, but there is a Pokemon Wallace hasn't noticed. What do you mean by that? So when it comes, the room gets cold and Wallace starts shaking. I wonder if that's why the library gets so cold. Like, remember, I said in the previous episode that the library seemed a little unusually cold. But then again, this is coming from someone who finds 25 degrees is cold. And temperatures like 45 degrees Celsius, I'm talking in Celsius as well. 45 degrees Celsius or 40 degrees Celsius, maybe 35 degrees Celsius plus is considered, you know, nice and warm. Toasty hot is like 48 degrees for me. I mean, heck, during most of summer I was wearing a coat and a jumper because I was so cold. And the temperature here would have been like 25 to, you know, at the very most 30 degrees. Just as an idea. A mysterious Pokemon is around somewhere, do you know anything? Oh, someone comes around to play from time to time, and when it's here, Wallace starts shivering because the room gets cold, huh? Well, it has to be a ghost-type Pokemon. How many Pokedex entries do you know of that say ghost-type Pokemon appear as suddenly the room temperature drops? That incident has caused Solace to become uneasy. I can't gather any useful data at all. Is there anything you know or have noticed? I've never seen a Pokemon like that before. When did it have a chance to get in? So, to begin with, he's skeptical about it. Now he's almost admitting that there is a mysterious Pokemon around here, is actually asking what type of Pokemon is it. You know, that's a sudden 180 from what he was like in the courtyard, so that's very, very particular. It's almost like Wallace has almost started to believe that, you know, there is suddenly a new culprit. So now we're going to talk to everyone about these ghost stories. So we've talked to Carlos. Wallace didn't have anything on the ghost stories. What about Dorothy? Would she have anything for the ghost stories? There is also the Mincino as well, so maybe it knows? Hey, it seems there's like a Pokemon hiding in this facility. Do you know anything about it? Mincino! What? You say Rotom was hiding in a cloak? Interesting, and what happened? Mince! The clock started spinning really fast, and Dorothy got startled and ran away when she saw it. I swear, doesn't Rotom have better things to do? Thanks. Well, that's useless. Why would that have anything to do with the case if Rotom caused that? It's not Rotom. It definitely didn't look like a Rotom to me.
Yes?
What can I do for you? Do you have a report? Oh, you mean Nita's report? I've already finished reading it, so you can take it. Nice, so there's ghost stories number 1. So 1 and 3 have been found. I think off the top of my head there was 5 of them. I guess you don't know much about the mysterious Pokemon. Nothing at all, unfortunately. Alright, so we're slowly making our way back to the lobby. I am getting back there. I just want to have a look around to see if there's anything else. And plus, getting a little bit of backstory is also handy too. For kind of like gathering a better picture of what's going on. I don't know why I even came into the meeting room. There's no point to this meeting room at all. Doesn't it bother you? What does? The testimonies from Pokemon here about the mysterious Pokemon and Nina's ghost stories. Now that you bring it up, I'll double check. So now the game is kind of hinting at us to check the testimonies and the ghost stories. So without further ado, let's bring that up and have a look at the ghost stories. So ghost stories report number 1. When I was eating my lunch in the courtyard, my last sandwich suddenly disappeared. I looked all around, but saw no signs that anyone had eaten it. I heard this story from someone. The clock in the director's office started spinning really fast. They left the room to bring someone else in to show them, but the clock had returned to normal. I don't see why that's the thing, because they said Rotom was dressed up in the cloak. And then the clock started spinning really fast. And we all know that Rotom can influence technology. I doubt that has anything to do with the case. I doubt it. But then I said that about Wormadam and all that. And the pen. But it turned out that had a major thing to do with it.
Yo!
Hey, I've heard what happened. Here, I thought people were busy because of the shoot. But it seems like there's a lot more going on. Do you know anything? I watched the video too, but I've never seen a Pokemon like that before. Maybe it got it in from outside. Honestly, wouldn't surprise me if it's a levitating or flying type Pokemon, or even a Pokemon that can bury under the ground. It surely would have gotten in somehow. And about the ghost stories. Nita said she was keeping records. Do you have a report? Oh yeah, I've already gone through it. So here it is if you want to read it. You like that kind of story, Tim. You may be able to find the report Wallace returned somewhere on Nita's desk. So there's ghost story number 2. And this should be the next one. Number 4. And number 5. So that should be all the ghost stories. So let's go through and read them. On a sunny, sweaty day, I feel a sudden chill while I was working. I couldn't stop shivering for a minute. When I checked the thermostat, the temperature dropped nearly 10 degrees. And then number 4 is late at night when the wind was strong. I stayed late by myself to do some research. I felt someone watching me from behind. I turned around to see, but no one was there. And the last report, on a rainy night, I heard a creepy, high-pitched laugh coming from hallway in building B. That's on the right side, I do believe. I went to check it out, but the voice had already gone. The empty hole just extended up before me. Okay, that's interesting. I'm pretty sure this side is building B. Pretty sure from the top of my head. I honestly cannot remember which side is what now. I'm pretty sure we're in building A and the other side's building B. It seems like Pokemon here knew there was mysterious Pokemon around. Yeah, but they don't seem to know what it is. Still, there must be some clue to identify it. Is there anything that caught your attention? Besides the ghost stories? Good thinking, Tim. Now that you mention it, what other Pokemon told us about the mysterious Pokemon does match up with the ghost stories? I bet it's mysterious Pokemon that is responsible for all the ghost stories. We've gathered testimony from the staff and the Pokemon. Yes, it seems like one responsible for the ghost stories is the mysterious Pokemon. Right, now we need to make sure it hasn't escaped outside. Yeah, let's go ask Rita in the lobby. Oh, yeah, I was right when I said Rita was the receptionist. We've learned a bit about the mysterious Pokemon. We'll be out of luck if it escapes. Let's stop by the receptionist's desk just in case. I actually want to stop by the library first, just to see if there's anything else that's popped up in the books. Just out of curiosity. Can't make anything out of it. Apom, it says its tail is more versatile than its hands. Nothing there. I think we've already read all these. Yeah, we read them in the previous episode. I don't think these change until we go further into the plot. But anyways, let's go to the receptionist and ask Rita if she has seen anything go out of the building. Or maybe even into the building, you know, in or out. She's kind of the first one to really see all that. I mean, she's got to agree to all of them. Flotet has nothing for us, so yeah,
Hey,
onto
Rita!
this.
Wait a second.
You're so cute. I just love Pikachu so much.
Well, that happened. Alright, Rita, what have you got for us?
Yes?
I heard a large sound from behind the wall. Was this shoot for a movie? No, Trevenant suddenly went berserk. What? Trevenant? And is everyone okay? Yes, the staff and Pokemon are all fine. Yeah, that's kind of the thing about being a clerk or a receptionist. You're kind of behind on all the news. All the good stuff happens while you're just stuck behind a desk. You gotta sit behind a desk, smile and wave, basically, while everyone else has all the fun. So if anything exciting happens, smile and wave, stuck behind a desk. Yes, the staff and Pokemon are all fine. There is a mysterious Pokemon running around this facility, and I think it's caused Trevenant to go berserk. Did you see anything come this way? No, nobody's coming this way, whether a person or a Pokemon. I'll check the surveillance cameras just to be safe, though. It's as I thought, the surveillance cameras or surveillance videos don't show anything either. Isn't that right, Flodet? Flodet! This facility has... That's a dumb question, Tim. Of course it's got surveillance cameras. There's a security guard at the front. This place is high-tech security. Wouldn't surprise me, to be perfectly honest, but some of the stuff this facility's probably hiding. Yes, we have a few set up. They say it's to protect the research data here. I've been told the cameras have been running since the facility was rebuilt. So what about the video? Sorry, could I see the recorded videos? Sure, of course. Just press the button and... Fridge. So, hold on. We have Dorothy walking down the hallway. We have Nina and Fridge coming in from the reception area. Oh, I'm sorry, that's yesterday's video. I don't normally need to check the cameras, so let's do this. The button, let's see, this button does that, and it doesn't look like anyone's left since Trevenant went berserk. Yeah, that means the culprit is still hiding somewhere in this facility. I guess you're pretty security conscious using the surveillance cameras and everything. Yes, the cameras were added when the new facility was built. The director of the time was apparently a very cautious person. So this building we're in, the new facility you mentioned. That's right, the research facility had to be rebuilt once, although that was more than 10 years ago. Is that because the building got old? Well, actually I've heard rumors that something went berserk during an experiment and destroyed most of the building. I don't know the details, but maybe Director Dorothy does. That's interesting. Something went berserk and destroyed most of the building. Isn't that kind of, you know, irony there that something went berserk? Or what if it went berserk like the Trevenant, but obviously the Trevenant on a more minor scale. Hey, did you catch that? The facility was destroyed once and had to be rebuilt. Yeah, she said someone or something went berserk. Do you think it was a Pokemon? Possibly. This warrants looking into. Alright, off to Dorothy, see what she has to say. I wonder if Dorothy has been down the Yellow Brick Road. Well, technically we're going to go down the Yellow Brick Road of some knowledge, hopefully. That might have been a very obscure reference as well. I heard that PCL had been rebuilt once. I'd like to find out more about the old PCL. Do you know anything? You think the old PCL is tied to mysterious Pokemon? I don't know much about old times, but we do have some records. They should be in the library. Second shelf from the back. Thank you so much. Alright. I was correct. We actually had to go do some stuff before the library updated. Typical point and click adventure game logic. Alright, to the library we go. In before we come across some type of text and I go crazy explaining something. Second shelf from the back. This must be the corner Dorothy was talking about. There's a lot of old PCL material. Here we go. Let's see here. I hereby found this research facility in order to further improve the relationship between mankind and Pokemon. John Walls. Hey, this is over 20 years old. There's a photo of the founding members. Hey, let me see. Huh? Pokemon are in the picture too. I wonder what that Pokemon is called. Let me have a quick look. I've got it. The Pokemon a picture. A Herdia. Gengar, Mudkip, and Apalm. I wonder if that's the same Herdia who's at the front of the facility. Pokemon that we hear a long time ago. So we had Mudkip, Apalm, Herdia, and Gengar. Well, I don't want to be jumping on the topic too quickly, but didn't the Shadow actually look like a Gengar? I wonder if that old Gengar is still hanging around the facility. A Pokemon suddenly went berserk and destroyed the research facility. We are unable to maintain our activities here. So this is why they had to rebuild. Oh, it says that the accident forced the facility to close down. It seems like the facility was left abandoned for a while after its closure. They rebuilt it 2 years after the incident. They left it for 2 whole years, huh? I wonder how bad the damage was. That's interesting. Alright, that's about it.
Listen, I've been having dreams about that accident. I could swear this vial played a part somehow. Can't remember.
That's interesting.
Hey, Tim!
It's so hard to believe that something so small like a vial is only one piece to like a 1,000-piece jigsaw of this case. This is getting very interesting. I thought this was interesting when I first played through in Japanese. In English, this is getting very interesting. What kind of Pokemon were here back in the old days? There was a shelf with Pokemon data that we haven't looked at yet. Let's check it out. That was... what one was it? It was like over here. No? Here we go. So, let's go through all of the Pokemon. So, first up is Apalm. It says its tail is more dexterous than its hands, and it can hang from a tree even if it's asleep. I feel like we should add that it likes causing mischief. Mudkip. It's strong in spite of its size, and it can lift boulders, and it can even breathe underwater. Well, it is a water-type Pokemon. Huh? So it buries itself in the mud to rest. Interesting, like a mud skipper. Apparently it can curse people and even use hypnosis. Huh? It can hide inside shadows too. What's this? It says here, a room with Gengar in it is about 10 degrees colder. Ding 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 ding. Surely the bells are going off now. Come on. Come on. That was like a big red hello. I am the culprit. 10 degrees colder. Didn't a ghost story say that, and didn't a Pokemon say that? Come on, Tim, you are a little bit slow. Ah, ding, 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 surely. Oh, Tim is like the notification bell. It's just not going off. Oh, that's infuriating. Come on. It says it takes care of other Pokemon. On top of that, it's very loyal to its trainer. Why are you giving me that look? It's not like you're a trainer yourself. Oh, this episode's just all about roasting Tim. Oh, Tim, you were so damn slow. Do you remember what Finnegan said? He'd heard a mysterious Pokemon say, I was here first. Yeah? Oh my god, Tim! Now I know why it said that. Because it was one of the original Pokemon. It's all fitting together now. Like I said, 1 minor piece of the puzzle in this 1,000-piece jigsaw. What does that mean? From the time of the old facility? Yeah, I think that's it. A Pokemon from the old facility still lives here, and it's causing all of these ghost stories. So it must be the one of the Pokemon in the picture of the founders. Let's have a look in my case notes. As I said, the alarm bells are going off.
I would say that, without a doubt, the mysterious Pokemon we're looking for has been living here since way before the facility was rebuilt. It's likely the cause for the ghost stories. Tim, do you know which Pokemon it is? Think hard now.
Alright, the mysterious Pokemon is Gengar. Why?
Do you think that?
Because the room suddenly gets cold.
You think that's right?
And that would be... what would give away? It's obviously... I wonder if it has to be in a certain order. Because obviously... Why? Because the room suddenly gets cold. Oh wait, no, that's right. There was no other one.
Yeah, you're right. The room that it's in does get a lot colder. This ghost story sounds a lot like Gengar. One more thing. How do you think it was able to go and steal Trevenant's lunch? Any insight?
Because it hid into a shadow. It can move freely in the shadows.
Yes! It was hiding out the whole time in Trevenant's shadow. And so what we saw in the video was its hand. It just reached its hand out from the shadow. Tim, you're a great sleuth. Now we know the mysterious Pokemon is Gengar.
That's a funny joke there, Pikachu. It's Gengar. It's in the cold room. So what cold room would that be? Gengar should be in this room. I don't see it anywhere. That's for sure. Hey Gengar, show yourself.
Gang!
What was that? How dare it ignore me? It must be hiding in the shadows. We need to lure it out somewhere. Or somehow. How about it? Any ideas? Use a flashlight? Has to be a flashlight. That's it. We can use a flashlight to get rid of the shadows and flush it out. Let's go find a flashlight.
Mr. Gengar. Come out, wherever you are.
A denizen of the shadows.
Oh, there you are.
We've got you now, so you might as well give up.
Gengar,
You went right through.
Now, Gengar, come to the light.
Watch out! It's using Confuse Ray!
Wait, how did Tim know it's using Confuse Ray?
Great save, Tim. It was almost game over for me. But still, Gengar has managed to get away from us once again. Our big challenge now is to figure out how to stop it from doing that.
How can we catch Gengar is our next memo. So, time to go to the Death
Who would have
Roof.
thought that Gengar would escape like that? Is there no way to catch that thing?
Alright, so we've got to figure out how to catch a Pokemon who is transparent to the human world. I couldn't think of a better word than transparent. I guess...
Tim!
Ghostly? Let's go tell Dorothy what the mysterious Pokemon was. Maybe Dorothy can give us some insight into, you know, how can we potentially catch this Oh, look, there's Gengar now! And, wow. Don't tell me the meeting room actually has a purpose now. Yep, the meeting room now actually has a purpose. So, when we finally figure out how to catch Gengar, we actually have a reason to go to the meeting room. Wow! I guess the meeting room isn't entirely, you know, useless. Alright, Dorothy, how do we catch this thing? Dorothy, I think the mysterious Pokemon is Gengar.
Yes?
What? Tell me everything you know. From what I was told, I deduced the culprit was Gengar. You deduced it was Gengar. More like Pikachu deduced it was Gengar. We've been trying to capture it, but it keeps getting away. Gengar is a ghost-type Pokemon, so capturing it will be tricky. Would you happen to have any ideas? Let's see. Maybe some tools I made a while back will come in handy. I was doing research on capturing Pokemon, and one of the tools I used will probably work on ghost-type Pokemon too. It should be in the storeroom. She was working on capturing Pokemon. Maybe she had some type of, like, affiliation with the Pokemon Ranger group, I wonder. Ooh! I so want a new Pokemon Ranger game. That'd be so cool. And it, like, links into, like, the PCL and all that. You find out that they were making, like, capturing tools and all that. And Dorothy was, like, the head researcher into all of it. Oh, that'd be so cool. Oh god, please let's not go down that little rabbit hole, because I will probably do what I did in the last episode. Pikachu, this must be it! Yeah, I don't know how well it'll work, but it's our only hope. Catch... What is that? Is that something that Team Rocket uses? Does Dorothy work for Team Rocket?
We'll use this to catch it. Right.
It seriously looks like one of Team Rocket's balloon bazookas. I think that's what they called it. It's like this bazooka that shoots out a big rubber balloon that catches Pikachu. Oh, anime references galore in this game. I mean, first we had, like, what could have been Ash's Pikachu, since it was like, I think it was like, I want to be the very best or something like that. Something like that. It was like a reference. I said that could have been anime related. Then you got the balloon bazooka. Oh, the anime references are real in this game. But no, maybe Dorothy originally used to work for Team Rocket, or Team Rocket used to be like a client of PCL, who knows? But anyways, we got our balloon bazooka, time to catch Gengar.
Gengar!
It's here!
You're not getting away this time.
Catch the Gengar.
Gengar again. Gang.
Now, Pikachu!
Try this on for size.
We did it!
Was that Electro Web?
Big deal. Let's see what it has to say.
Maybe they've been experimenting on like Galvantula Web or something like that.
We did it, Tim. We captured Gengar. I wonder what it has to say.
It was actually Gengar. We successfully caught it. So when Trevenant went to the frontier, there was a mysterious Pokemon close by. Let's gather information about the Black Shadow. According to a surveillance camera near the Pokemon, people nor Pokemon went outside. Found out about PCL a long time ago. The Black Shadow is Gengar. Yada yada yada. Find the real culprit. So the case is not over yet. We've caught Gengar, but who is the real culprit? Who does this Gengar belong to? Who does this Gengar work for? Is it Team Rocket? We're about to find out.
Gengar's partner is the mastermind. We need to find out who that is. I'm thinking One of the researchers, possibly. So it's our job then to go and rip off their disguise.
I didn't realize this was
First
Scooby-Doo.
things first. We have to get Gengar to tell us what it knows.
Right, Jinkies. We gotta rip off someone's disguise, so... Right, let's give this a think. Hands up if you think it's Wallace. Oh, God, nah, I really don't think it's Wallace. I mean, as much as I used to think it was Wallace back in the Japanese playthrough, his whole English persona is like, nah, he's too straightforward, like... All he cares about is research. I just don't really take Wallace as the type of guy who'd be like, screw this, I just want everyone dead. Really don't. I just don't take him as that type of guy. It's probably gonna be like the last person we expect. I mean, God, it'd be hilarious if Fridge was the actual culprit. We caught you at last. Give it up. You're not getting away this time. Gang. Well then, let's see what you have to say. What? Sorry, why did you do that? Gang. What? It was just a little prank. It's just a prank, bro. That was nothing so innocent. Oh, sorry, that was nothing so innocent. Just what did you make Trevenant eat? Gang. An intensively spicy berry. It ate, a tomato berry. Your friend gave you. Stop lying. Gang. You really didn't know. Looks like you've got a good friend. What friend? Who was it? Gang! Huh? A human wearing white clothes, so it has to be a researcher then. I knew it! It's one of the staff. Hey, tell us what that person looks like. Gang! You don't know? I guess it can't be helped. Do you remember anything else? Anything at all? Gang! I see that person always operates a secret device in the library and comes to play with you. Secret device? What's that? Tell us more. Gang! What? The shelf in the middle of the library, there are books with yellow, blue, green, and red symbols on their spines. Gang! When you pull on them in that order, the device activates, huh? And then what happens? Gang! What? You said too much? You promised to keep it a secret? Huh, I guess we'll have to figure out the rest on our own. Jinkies. Wow, okay. When I said this game went into like the cliche detective stuff or point and click adventure stuff, yeah, it really went into cliche area. Better to let the others believe we've solved the incident in the courtyard. That way the real culprit will let their guard down. Come on, let's head to the library. So yeah, a secret device wouldn't happen to be like, you know, a hidden doorway, the bookshelf. I mean, if it is, then yeah, we've really gone down the cliched rabbit hole. It must be this one. A blue in the top right, a yellow triangle facing down at the top left, a red triangle in the center, and a green diamond in the bottom left. Right, let's pull them in the order that Gengar said, and I wasn't paying attention. I know red was the last one. Oh god. Let's see if I can actually guess it. Yellow. Probably not. Blue. Green. Red. Are you serious?
So that's how it works. Oh, this is like some kind of secret passageway.
I wonder where it leads to.
Well, let's find out.
Yeah, let's go. This sure is a creepy place.
Yeah. Oh, there's a door. See if it opens.
Okay. Here we go.
Underground laboratory.
Doesn't look like anyone's here. So is this the room that Gengar was guarding?
I wonder what this is.
Maybe it has something to do with why Trevenant went berserk. Let's check it out.
Yeah.
That was some creepy music. Yep, welcome to the cliched rabbit hole. Time to find out what exactly is going on. Why are the Pokemon going berserk? And is this going to be like the underlying key evidence to link all of the incidents together? Look, Pikachu, it's Trevenant's leftovers from lunch. Yep, Trevenant chowed down on this and went berserk. That Gengar brought it down here to hide it. So apparently Gengar gave it a like tomato berry, which is like the spicy berry. And what do you know? Do you think back all the way to the Apalm incident in chapter 1? What berry did the Apalm hold when we found it unconscious? That's right, ding 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 ding, a tomato berry, a spicy hot berry. It is like incredibly spicy that only attack rising Pokemon in nature love, because it raises like attack and all that if you remember back to your Pokeblocks and all that. So, it seems like this incident involves Pokemon going berserk if they eat these spicy hot berries. I mean, I really don't blame them. As someone who is very intolerant of hot food, I cannot eat pepper, I cannot eat anything with any type of heat in it at all. And yes, it does suck. I can eat spice to a certain extent. Very, very, very mild. Like, very, very, very mild spice. As I said, I can't eat pepper. I can't even stand the smell of pepper. It makes me quite sick. That's how intolerant of spice I am. So, as someone who knows about that, yeah, it's not very nice when you have something, like, spicy. I mean, though in my case, it doesn't make me angry. It just makes me incredibly sick. To the point of, there was one instance I've actually eaten something very spicy. I actually thought I had to go to hospital because of how sick I felt. To put it very briefly, it actually felt like my stomach was melting. To the point of like, I wanted to vomit, but nothing was able to come up because, yeah, my stomach felt like I was melting. It was a terrible, terrible feeling that I don't want to experience again. I don't know, like, it's been so long since I experienced it. It would have been like, I reckon about 8 years ago that I had that feeling. Haven't spiced since. As, like, you know, a ward off, do not have spicy food ever again because I'll probably die from it. So yeah, I can definitely feel for the Pokemon if they have anything spicy. It's quite an old notebook containing research records. It looks like from before PCL was rebuilt. There's a signature, John Walls. Who is this John Walls? I've seen that name somewhere before. For now, let's just give it a read. John Walls was the guy who originally built PCL from my memory. He's the one who said, I hereby, you know, the original founder from 20 years ago, when, as Pikachu stated. So that's interesting. If his notebook is down here, and, you know, just looking at these substances that make Pokemon stronger, construction of the basement, why would you need to build a basement, especially as creepy as this? Difficulties and discouragement, you know, for a founder, that sounds like there's ulterior motives going on here, but I could be jumping into conclusions here, so let's have a read. I combine the necessary materials and let it mature for a day, but the resulting medicine has a different effect than what I had anticipated. Alright, so, you know, that could be good in a way, having a substance that makes Pokemon stronger. You can look at the vitamins from the main games, protein, carbos, iron and all that in a similar way. It makes a Pokemon stronger as, in a sense, I guess, as per se. But with side effects, though, it's the same in real life medicine. You take vitamins and all that and supplements. Obviously, when you take them, I think a lot of times doctors say take them with caution, or to consult your doctor in a way. They can have side effects. I've had medication that does that before. Antidepressants are a good one with that too. Always consult a doctor before taking them. I've had antidepressants that make it worse. I've had antidepressants that give me a high. Just so many things, like, you've got to be very wary about with just drugs in general, or any type of substance. always side effects. It can be good, it can be bad, and it varies between person to person. So it really doesn't surprise me that, you know, I guess in a way this could be taken either a good or a bad thing, just depending on context, of course. I built the basement so I would have a more stable environment to conduct experiments in. As expected, being underground has made my work easier due to a more stable temperature, and yet I can't seem to achieve the kind of results I'm aiming for. My goal was to energize the Pokemon in order to boost their healing abilities, but the effects so far have been too strong. Still, I won't give up. I will complete my all-purpose medicine no matter what. So, in this particular context, it sounds like a good thing. But it sounds like at the same time, it's too strong that I'm assuming the Pokemon just can't handle it. Like, it's over-juicing their body. I honestly cannot think what a side effect of overhealing could do. If the body just completely breaks down because it's trying or using up too much energy to be able to heal, I would imagine, you know, our body would use up energy in a way to heal up wounds and all that. I don't know much about biology. Biology is honestly my weakest subject in science. But I would assume if a Pokemon, say, like any type of grass-type Pokemon that knows synthesis, you know, to actually perform synthesis, it'd be the same as a plant. It requires energy. It takes in energy. It produces internal stuff to make them heal and everything. It's Pokemon, so I couldn't really explain that properly. And then I don't know if a Pokemon, if it uses synthesis, actually produces oxygen as well, so that's an unknown thing. But if it was to do that, and to heal itself, it's obviously using energy. I'm not honestly too sure if it produces, as I said, sunlight or the oxygen around it to actually produce these synthesis, but if it doesn't, and it's using its own cells and all that, internal organs and all that to actually produce it, that would use up a lot of its energy. So if it's overhealing, that will take a massive toll on a Pokemon. That was too deep! We're looking into it way too deep, KrimZen, come on! Today's, excuse me, man, as I said, I've done this recording with a really dry throat. Today's batch had an even more pronounced effect than normal. When I checked, I told this batch, oh sorry, I didn't see one word. Told this batch had been left to mature for a whole week. It seems Simon misunderstood my instructions or something. But this is the exact opposite effect from the medicine I hope to complete. I must find a way to stabilize its effect. So something's gone majorly wrong there. Instead of letting the ingredients or whatever he was using to mature for a day, it's matured for a whole week. And now it's had the complete opposite effect. So I wonder if it's now no longer healing a Pokemon, but rather mutating a Pokemon in some way. I've been tricked. The cells I've obtained were not from that Pokemon. Who is that Pokemon? That's the question. They've mentioned that Pokemon. Keyword, that Pokemon. So, in story writing sense, when they use that Pokemon, or they refer to it in like a, I think it's like a third person form or something like that. I have not done writing in so long. It's usually referring to some type of foreshadowing and all that. They're trying to build up some type of atmosphere of suspense, or to make the reader kind of, to think a little bit, or to kind of make note of suspicion or something like that. Or there's some, as I said, some greater picture or something like that. I really am not explaining things that well at the moment. But yeah, there's definitely some type of, you know, greater Pokemon that we need to be looking out for by the looks of it. That is most likely why we can't get the effects to stabilize. I never suspected that the cells were from blank. Well, what cells did he use? The writing is smudged. I can't read it. The rest of the journal is torn away too. Right. I wonder if that's going to be a big thing in this adventure. That I didn't get to see in the Japanese version. Although, if it's the Pokemon I think it is, which is from the epilogue of the Japanese demo, yeah, that's a big plot twist. I'm not going to say what the Pokemon was, because it could potentially be major spoilers. I mean, if it is the Pokemon I'm thinking of, then yes, that's big big news, because if they're looking at cells and all that, the Pokemon manga for Pokemon Adventures kind of is a good indicator of what potentially can go wrong if you use the cells of that particular Pokemon. As a kind of a hint, I don't know if that was spoilers or anything like that, but we'll see if I'm correct. Is there anything else down here? Tim, look, we found what we've been looking... We have? A vial. It's set in that machine. Yep. What was the culprit up to here? There was a vial in there? Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see how a vial could be in there. What about over here? There's a notebook. It says it's a research log. Could this room be the culprit's laboratory? Let's check it out, this notebook. February 13th, 2:30 AM. Okay, this is in the morning. It's last year's date. We stumbled upon some materials from the old laboratory while searching through the library and found out about this room. The former staff apparently used this room for secret experiments. I heard about PCL was closed down a while back because a Pokemon went berserk. Could this have anything to do with that? First, I will read through the materials in this room. Okay, that's interesting. March 19, 4:22 AM. It seems that this room is where a substance that strengthens Pokemon, was developed. The effects of are temporary and the side effects are severe. It's not practical in its current form. However, I've never seen such an interesting research. I'll keep it a secret from my fellow researchers for now. April 8th, 11th AM. I've been contacted by a mysterious person. I was asked if I had a substance that would make Pokemon go berserk without the cause being determined. They offered quite a large amount. I need the capital to continue this research. Luckily, the efficiency of the substance meets their request. Okay. August 26, 4:21 PM. There was already someone here when I entered the room. Gengar. He was the partner of one of the old staff members. It has apparently been living here alone since the laboratory was closed. It seems to have been away for a while, and that's why I hadn't met it until now. Gengar can't be seen by the surveillance cameras, so it can enter and exit PCL freely. October 12th, 2:08 AM. It's no use. Working hidden away from prying eyes is slowing down the process of my research. I need to move this equipment somewhere I can work on it in peace. First, I need to analyze the equipment so that I can move it. June 19, 12:05 PM. This date is pretty recent. Yep, that's when we came here. Finally, I finished my analysis of the equipment. Now I can move the R production equipment and conduct my research as I wish. That's interesting. They only just finished analyzing the equipment, the R equipment. I can't remember anyone who would be suspicious of their, research. It wouldn't be Fridge. The only person that still fits the bill is still Wallace, he's looking at cells and all that. Carlos was working on Rotom, technology. Nina was working on Shuckle's medicine. We actually physically got to work on Nina's experiment, so it's not her. Fridge was working on Garbodor. Alright, that's interesting. Alright, I think that's it for down here.
What are you thinking, Pikachu?
The research log, the vial. Who could run experiments at that time? A bolt of brilliance!
Fill me in.
I know the culprit.
Tim, you know who it is, right? It's that person. Have you figured it out? No? Who is it? Don't you know? The culprit is the one who was using this room. You can tell from the evidence in this room. What's the evidence? Well, it's Gengar. It has to be like the research log. That's right, the research log. According to the date and time, the culprit was in the basement when we came to PCL. But the information we got here isn't enough to prove it on its own. We need one last piece of evidence. A last piece of evidence? Yeah, we need evidence that the culprit was in this room at the time. There's a place we can go check that on the outside of this room. You're being awfully vague, Pikachu. Yeah, I wanted to see your deductive prowess. Alright, let's go out of this basement. Alright, so we actually need to see who has come into this basement, I was going to say, because I don't know who the culprit is. I mean, we know it's someone who has come into this room recently, but that's the thing. Who's come in here recently? No names have really come into mind, so it's off to it's off to Rita. She's got the surveillance cameras, so we can easily have a look at those surveillance cameras and see who has been in here recently. Hey, can we have a look at the footage from the surveillance cameras? Oh, of course. Hey, good thinking, Tim. You're going to check the video from yesterday, right? Exactly. Come on, let's have a look. So these are the people who came first. We have Dorothy, we have Nina, and we have Fridge. First in was Dorothy, and then, yeah, Nina and Fridge. Okay, let's check the next record. That's Wallace. Hey, he went into the library. And then he came right back out. Maybe he was hiding. The passcode chart? Oh, yeah. Most likely, he went into the meeting room next. Then he put up the problem. He came back out. Okay, that makes sense. So, he's fine. And then went into the courtyard. That's when he locked the door. That sneaky fella. Hey, that's Carlos coming in. He went into the library. And then Dorothy and Fridge came out to the front desk. That's when we came in. And then nobody except us until we opened the door to the courtyard. I knew it, exactly as I thought. Tim, get the records we just saw print out. I knew you'd say that's it here. Pictures from the surveillance camera. Good job, you picked up the last clue really quickly. Now we can bring the culprit to justice. Let's gather everyone, time for our deductive skills to shine. So, having said that, it's probably Carlos.
Listen, I'm glad you all came.
Why would you gather us here like this?
Yeah, I'm pretty busy right now, you know?
Oh, come off it. You were in the middle of a nap.
Everyone, quiet, please.
Thank you. I believe I've solved the Trevenant rampage case.
Please. We already know the problem was caused by Gengar.
Wrong. That whole thing was planned by someone else. And the culprit is?
You tell him, Tim. Yeah.
Carlos, it's you.
What? There's no way I planned this thing. You're way off base. This is all Gengar's doing.
Nice try, playing the innocent one. Show him the proof, Tim. Go on. No, that's not right.
I was gonna say it's. I don't think it's the ghost story. Oh wow!
Give it another
Really, the leftovers?
That's right.
Carlos, take a look at this.
Yes, so? I have no idea what that is.
It's leftovers from Trevenant's meal.
Hold on a sec. Gengar took off with those.
That is true. And they were hidden in the secret underground lab.
Wait, underground?
Whoa, sick!
This reminds me of a spy movie.
A secret laboratory? I had no idea.
Okay. Tell us what you learned from the leftovers, Tim.
Well, they were spiked with a substance that causes Pokemon to go berserk. I found evidence. This was down in the basement.
It makes Pokemon go berserk? That's why Trevenant became enraged?
Hold on. Even if this substance is the cause, you have no proof that I'm the one who created it.
Don't be so sure.
Go on. You've got this. Now show them what we've got.
It would be the research log.
That's right.
Take a look at this. According to this research log, there was an experiment being performed on June 19th at 12:05.
Big deal. So what's your point?
I'm getting to that. At the time, Dorothy was out of the facility. Wallace was in Building B. Both Fridge and Nina were busy working in their lab. The only person unaccounted for happens to be you.
What? Hold on a minute there. Let me think. Oh, I remember. I went out for my afternoon walk. That explains exactly where I was.
Man, he really doesn't know when to give up. Tim, let's finish this. Tell him what we know. That's right. Let's see how he squirms out of this one.
Are you sure about that? Surveillance shows you enter the library and never leave. So how could your walk take place in the library? I'll answer that one. It can't. Therefore, the one who was in the secret lab, it was you.
Wrecked!
Well, I suppose there's nothing more I can say.
But Carlos, why would you do that?
Because this kid got in my way. He's Harry Goodman's son.
Harry Goodman's son?
Tim Goodman is my real name. Sorry I lied to you. My dad was in an accident 2 months ago, and it happened right around here. I followed the clues to this place. Carlos knows. Don't you? Tell us what happened.
All right, he knew too much. I had someone tamper with his car as a warning. But I swear, I never expected him to go missing in an accident.
You're the one who's responsible. Where's my dad? Tell me!
That went really dark.
Mom, say something! It's because of you my dad
Calm
is—
down, Tim. I know you want answers, but
But what?
he won't be able to escape anyway. We should leave the rest to the police.
Yeah, you're right, Pikachu.
Damn, that went really dark. Wow. Was not expecting that ending. Wow. Wow, okay. I thought Black and White was really mature and dark to some extent. But I never expected a Pokemon game to cross that line to the point of someone actually tampering with someone's car to cause major injury. God damn! Wow, that's gonna take me a little while to process, actually. Damn. Oh, I would have a better reaction, but no, my brain just can't process that. Not in the Pokemon game, anyways.
We'll take this man into custody. The police will be handling the matter from here on out.
Thank you very much. Carlos, I expected more.
So, you're the Tim I've been hearing so much about. Baker mentioned you more than a few times.
Sorry I investigated this on my own.
No need to apologize. If we had made more progress on our own, it would have been easier for you to sit by. I'm just happy you're safe.
Thanks. Anyway, do you think you could let me know what you find out from Carlos's interrogation?
Yeah, I give you my word. I'll see you. And I'll see you too, Pikachu.
Yeah. You know what I think? Baker already knows too, about our investigation.
That's all right. It's best to be honest about it all.
Yeah.
I headed to Baker's office with Pikachu. This is where the Japanese demo ended, in a way, to end with a cliffhanger.
I received word from the inspector. Appears it wasn't a part-time job after all. You went there to investigate. Even after I told you to stay out of trouble, You chose not to listen to me.
I'm sorry. There was just something I needed to find out.
I know exactly how you feel. Believe me. But no good can come of it if you're harmed. I'm just glad nothing happened to you.
I understand.
So, from now on, I'd like you to let me know before you go rushing off to investigate something.
What?
No point in telling you to stop. That sure doesn't seem to work. And I'll admit that you do have some talent. I'd rather know what you're up to instead of having you run around in secret. Not to mention, I can help you.
Wow, thank you, sir.
Don't mention it.
That was unexpected.
Congrats, Tim.
Congratulations to you.
Thanks.
I heard from the inspector that you really saved the day at PCL. Hope it wasn't too dangerous.
It wasn't.
So, you really do take after Harry. The boss said so too. Pikachu, are you eating the sweets again? Oh well, I suppose it's okay this time.
Oh, good. Well, in that case.
Hold on, that's way too much. How many times do I have to tell you? Those sweets are meant for the clients.
You said it was okay for me to have some. Oh, they're so tasty, though.
We decided to head back to the apartment to connect the dots in this series of incidents. Okay, this, I think, is where the demo ended. So I wonder if it's going to actually head into where the demo ended. I'm going to keep playing just in case it does. What a long day. What do you think? What do you make of today's case? We found some clues on Dad, but more questions too. According to research log, with someone bought R from Carlos. That's right, even if Carlos who caused Harry's accident, there's much more going on behind the scenes. This investigation isn't becoming any more safe, which, as I said, that vial is only one piece in this 1,000-piece jigsaw. Damn, this is going to be like some crazy case. But I'm sure we're getting closer to the truth. I'm glad I have you around. Huh? Why so surprised? I know my skill is what finally won the day for us. Which it actually was. Let's not beat around the bush. It actually was. Tim doesn't have a bloody clue what's going on. But you saved me many times too. When I fell from Murkrow's nest, when Gengar attacked me. Thanks. By the way, Tim, when did you start to suspect Carlos was the culprit? Well, technically, I started suspecting him from the end of the last episode. This is interesting. We arrived at PCL. Yeah, that basement was certainly a surprise. So the same timing as me, huh? You may make a fine detective yet, but I'm still the best detective around here, okay? Still, I feel restless just sitting around here and waiting. Yeah, do you want to go? What? It's not like we can participate in the interrogation, but we can go for a bit of a drive. Come on. I love going for a drive. Seriously, that's like the best thing ever. Anyway, site of Harry's accident. So yeah, this is where the demo ended. After this, it's basically blind for me.
I wonder how the interrogation is going.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm sure Holiday's doing his best.
I wish I could find Dad. And give Mom some peace of mind.
I know. Once they're done with the interrogation, I'm sure we'll have some more news.
I can't wait.
Yeah. And we've still got some work to do. You know, we make a pretty good team.
It's funny, isn't it? I wonder if my dad is out there somewhere in this city.
Yeah, me too. Harry, where could you possibly have disappeared to?
Okay. Oh, here it is! Alright, we're going around the same route. It's Mewtwo. I wonder if that's something to do with Project R. I mean, I did mention the cells. It was a theory that they may have come from Mewtwo, but since, you know, we've just seen it then, so I may as well blow the whistle. But my theory is from Mewtwo. But yeah, technically, I mean, as I said, I did play this semi-blind because I did play this in the Japanese demo, but without, obviously, full context and everything. But that is where the Japanese demo ended, thus kind of completely ending my semi-blind playthrough, now heading into blind territory. So I'm extremely excited for the next episode. Hope you guys are excited too, and I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And with that, I'm now really curious as to what's going on. I now have the full backstory about this whole entire game. As I said, I was quite hooked after playing the Japanese round, but after seeing everything in English and now having a full understanding of what's going on with like the R substance, or like the substance called R, no idea what that does, like to full extent. We know it makes Pokemon go berserk. We know that there's someone in the behind the scenes who wanted to buy the substance off of Carlos. To whether or not they had the substance now is another question. Are they mass producing this substance to, you know, cause and reap havoc? We know it was originally created yonks ago by what's-his-face, John Walls, I think that was his name. He was researching it to have like healing capabilities, to like heal all types of Pokemon, but it had side effects. He needed cells of a particular Pokemon. It didn't come from that particular Pokemon. It came from another Pokemon. It had side effects. There was also like a substance that had matured for a day, had like side effects, but Pokemon couldn't handle it. Left it for a week and it had like severe side effects. There's just so many things going on here now. So now that links all of it together. Apar went crazy because it probably ate a berry. Wasn't too sure if it's the side effect of a spicy berry, as Gengar said. It fed Trevenant a spicy berry and it went berserk. It's not to say that the Apalm had the berry beforehand, it went berserk, or it could have had access to that substance and it went crazy. It's the same with the Glalie. If it was, as I said, given in a water source or something like that, it could have made Pokemon crazy. There was a water tank at the research facility. Obviously in the cave there was a lake there. It's not to say that Glalie had a drink out of there, or something in the air, that it's airborne disease or something like that. I shouldn't say the disease. Airborne that affects certain Pokemon and all that. As I said, certain substances do have certain effects on certain people. It's not like a uniform effect on everyone. It depends on person to person type of case, I think it is. I can't remember the scientific term for it, but there's just so many things, like when you look at substance and everything. As I said, some people take substances better than others. There's just so many examples I can use there. As I said, I've used like medication as one example, alcohol is another one, so yeah, this is really going to be interesting now, and I'm going to assume that the next couple of cases are really going to tickle my brain here, since I've spoken so much about scientific stuff and like real world stuff. So I'm going to shut up now and end the episode. As I said, hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and until next time, this is Lady KrimZen saying ciao for now, but not forever. Ciao!